Hey everybody, we're back to watch the continuation of the back nine of round one for our USDGC qualifier. Once again, we're at the first annual Foxwood Open disc golf tournament, and this is brought to you by our friends up at Golf North. A little bit more than just the disc golf world, they actually have multiple golf courses around Ontario. So one of the things you can do is you can go to these courses and thank them for all their work. If you do play ball golf there, ask them to put a disc golf course in. It's not going to hurt. And also big shout outs to our title sponsors here at Innova Disc Golf and Explore Waterloo Region. Check out Explore Waterloo's website, super useful. And I mean, it's Innova. Everybody knows Innova. Thanks, buddies, for all the things that you're doing. And once again, man, we're looking pretty good. What's up, Marty?
Hey, I'm looking forward to this back nine. After watching the front nine, it's fun to watch, what you've done and to try to figure things out of what you can maybe do better or for the next time you come and play this course. But
it's just a learning experience for you to kind of watch it from a different perspective.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you get to reflect and refresh your mind on some of the action, and it's neat. To commentate on yourself, it's
a little weird.
It is a bit weird. But at the same time, I love watching disc golf, and when it's yourself, it becomes a little more personal.
Cool.
So it's got mixed feelings of how things come along, but I'm enjoying this. It's fun. I've always, like I said, playing this course. Now they have a blue course as well, so they're gonna have 3 courses in total. They're doing a great job. The Kitchener crew. I can't say enough good things about these guys. Awesome.
Well, in our conclusion after hole 9, we were sitting at the -3 across Kim Scott and Chris Ozolins. You're trailing right now at par, just 3 strokes behind after you recovered one from hole 9. Hole 10, par 3, 365 footer. You're kind of working your way up the fairway here, and then you're confronted with this sort of pond of water, which has claimed many discs, including a couple of mine. And then you're driving past that and trying to crash into this green, and behind it, all OB. And this hole is brought to you by the Foxwood property here. So thanks, guys, for supporting it. First up, Marty Hendel with his drive. Is this going to be much difficulty for you to get past this water?
Not really. Checking up close to the basket, that's a decision that you have to make with your line choice, your line choice, your disc choice, and the way you attack the hole.
And this looks like an opportunity. I mean, you're either getting a 2 with a great drive, or you're just pitching up for 3, or maybe a tough putt for 2 with a safety for a 3. Kim just sort of doing Kim things and is completely dumbfounded by how he's where he is.
Yeah, I can't remember if he was maybe he wasn't expecting that disc to be as stable as it was, or something surprised him.
At this point, the weather had really dropped down. We were actually playing in some pretty calm conditions, and we were met with, you don't see this on camera, but it was starting to get wet, a little bit of water.
Well, it's nice. It's nice.
Forearm trying to crash into the trees here.
Well played.
Not bad.
Yeah, it dug in, checked up nicely. He's looking for a routine 2 here.
Great start for the back nine round 1. Not a bad bid.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult when you have out of bounds right behind the basket. You could tell I wanted it.
Chris with a jump putt hits the chains.
His disc is stuck in the tree. Was it stuck in the tree?
It looks like it. Kim's disc crashed into the tree and got stuck, and then they ended up dropping a marker where he is to take the shot. There you go.
Left side magic there.
Just, I couldn't quite tell, but it almost looked like it did a scoop around the inside of the basket. Just barely stayed in. Oh, we're treated with a replay here. Let's see what it looks like from the other side. Look at this.
Oh, yes. Nicely done.
There you go. So that's our new replay graphic. Kind of speed things up, keep the action moving. James with what he should be doing. A fantastic forearm. Basically a park job and a clean, simple putt.
made the hole look easy.
Absolutely. Couple of pars. Kim escapes danger.
Yeah.
Somehow comes out of that terrible situation with a 2.
Couple well-deserved 2s. No 4s on the card, which is nice to see. And that hole that we just played is well drawn out. I think they did a great job on the construction of that hole and the tee pad. I'm a big fan of the tee pads. They have good grip, even when they're wet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like concrete a lot. Hole 11, par 3, 270 footer. This one's interesting because I've seen a couple players. There's all these trees along the route. There is a line there where you can go through the trees, take a backhand. There's also a backhand Anheuser route. Forearms definitely have some strength, especially if you have the power like with Chris or James. I kind of expect to see forearms out of them, and I expect to see backhands out of you and Kimmy here.
This one's downhill and can be a little bit difficult because it's blind. So you have to have landmarks, muscle memory shot, depending if you're a sidearm or backhand. The sidearm is preferable because it's going to make its way to the ground quicker, where a backhand could drift. And this is where I need to work on my sidearm because a backhand drifting shot, especially on a downhill hole, blind. Oh, wow. I misjudged the distance. I think I went over top of the basket, maybe a few feet. But
you almost aced that. But the unfortunate side effect of that shot is the extra power.
Yeah, and you can see this is an advantage. This is an advantage where a sidearm or a left-hand backhand shot has a slight better advantage in this situation and these circumstances.
Great shot here. First up is Kim. This is a long putt. Certainly not out of his range, but I'm expecting to see...
He's not laying up.
Oh, boy. Pretty risk-free. You've got plenty of space behind, a little bit of uphill.
Yeah, I didn't really commit as much as I'd like there. But no damage done.
Oz takes a knee here. Looks like he was a bit obstructed.
Oh!
What a run. And this is one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of Chris Oz. He is never out of it. Finding lines like that is why he's so sick. Once again from James. This is what I like to see. Building some momentum.
Yep.
A couple birdies in a row doesn't hurt. Picking up strokes on the rest of you. Chris with a par. See, even when you have a 5 or 6 footer, you're not rushing it. You're taking your time. You're thinking through.
This hole overall is playing under par, just by a hair.
Good on James. If you're watching, buddy, this should give you confidence. Well done. Kim holds the lead, -4 on the card. Chris trailing at -3. James claws his way back to tie up with you at sitting at even money, and we still have a close race going into hole 12.
Which is one of our first par 5s. And if I look
this
at
hole is massive. 790 footer. You're starting uphill a little bit. Wide open space. OB all along the left on the forest. We've got 3 hazards here. This one on the left I haven't seen come into play too often, but certainly these 2 hazards here around the basket are devastating. And what's important to note is these tall trees around the basket. You get underneath that, and all of a sudden your putts become obstructed. First up is James. Looks like he's throwing a backhand. Flip up.
That's a great looking shot. He's got some good distance here.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you want to be more in the center, or are you kind of looking to play along that right a bit?
Well, being a par 5 and only 790 feet, you really want to put this disc out there as far as possible and then weigh down whether or not you want to go for the eagle or play for a nice positionary 4.
Kim with a smash.
He did hit a good...
And
good
clear view of the basket.
I'm using a bottom stamped Wraith here.
Another smash.
This drifted a little bit more right than I wanted. It looks like...
and took it a bit.
Yeah, it's slightly overcooked. I'm going to put myself in a bit of a choked out position, so I'm going to try to play for that positionary birdie.
Nobody going for rollers here, it looks like. Looks like you all took pretty safe hyzer routes. Oz utilizing that power he has.
Yes, and he was able to get up the fairway nicely. But in my opinion, Kim is in probably the best position and distance up the fairway.
Yeah, he's got enough power and control there that he can actually reach that.
I'm using a putter on my
basket.
second shot just to get around the corner. And still not the easiest shot from there, but we'll see what James does here.
Looks like you're laying the foundation for a 4.
Exactly. James trying to follow me, I think. Or no, he's going for it, sorry.
James with a crush. That's
Yeah.
a solid forearm. The risk here is he's going to have to pitch up for 4 as well, regardless of how much closer he is, because he's got those 2 sand traps behind for the hazard. Oz with a beautiful forearm just clips the edge. Putting for 4 nonetheless. Kim on his second shot. Good Lord. Holy smokes. Even gets the kick from the tree to bring it back a little bit closer. We'll see if he's obstructed from those trees up top. Third shot from Marty.
Oh, no. Well...
Same kind of world, same spot.
Yeah, with the danger in the background, it's... yeah, I'm going to have to take my time with that shot.
James with a very intelligent layup. Doesn't leave himself any risk. I like this. Oz with a very difficult shot here. And that's what happens. You can get a couple of great drives. And that hazard, all of a sudden, a couple strokes back and you're playing for 5.
At least I hit metal. Could have been in a hazard if that slipped by.
I don't hate this. You had a crack at bat for a 4. You still take a par. Very little risk.
Nice 3. Or sorry, that was
a par.
That was a par. Yeah,
Oz
he
picks
went
up his
bounce.
par.
It was Kim here that's putting for 3.
Kim for his eagle attempt.
Awesome. Well, it's dead center.
Unreal.
He's on a bit of a roll now.
Kim just running away with it.
And a drop in birdie.
James with the third bogey, methodical, smile on his face, picks up another stroke. This is what I like to see.
12.
Couple of pars out of yourself and Chris. Kim with an unbelievable 3. I think I've only seen a couple of guys actually make eagles before. You are one of the others I've seen do that. 3 strokes ahead on Oz. All of a sudden runs away. Man. Hole 13, par 3, 400 footer. This is one of my personal favorites. You've got OV all along the right here with that tree. This pathway, I believe, plays fair. You've got OB all along the left as well, but probably not going to come into play with you guys.
Which pathway are you talking about?
That pathway that was along the right there on the OB line.
Okay.
Kind of cuts in. I believe that plays fair if you land in it.
Oh, I believe that whole right side's out of bounds.
Is it?
Yeah, that long grass on the right.
Kim with a big drive. Past the basket. Actually, you know what? You're right. Because they painted the green line past the path. You're absolutely right. My apologies. Kim with a blast literally lands on the tee pad in the next hole. I like this line the best. I think forearm is strongest here. If you have that kind of power.
Yeah, well played.
James with park job number 4.
Looks like I'm using I opted to use a KC Rock here.
Nice check swing. Wind just carries it.
Wow. Oh, that might have been a T-bird. Apologize.
Just stays fair. Not too bad. You're still left with a, looks like a circle 1 putt. Oz with a forearm. I like this. This feels safer. And he likes to throw pretty overstable discs. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Firebird or something similar.
Oh, good tree hit.
What a lucky.
Yeah, that was in the path to OB land.
Definitely was. If you notice that I kind of jumped when it landed on the ground, I was watching that disc and I actually lost sight of it behind the tree and it clipped it and landed in front of me.
That's got to be a scary part of being a camera guy.
It is, because I never ever want to impact play. I've never had a disc hit me or affect it, and knock on wood. There's a prime example of a gust of wind just impacting your flight line, which looked perfect.
Wow, you can see with Oz there, it's right to left, slight headwind. Yes.
Good putt from Oz. Beautiful bird.
That's why you keep the nose up.
Converts that tree hit into a birdie. Man.
You can tell it's starting to weigh down on him, the frustration.
James put himself in a great spot 4 times in a row. Cashes at 3. I still think he's okay. Another par. Kim with his par. Oz catches up a stroke. Love all these backgrounds. Our editor, Tyler Turcott, I love all the work he's put into capturing all these beautiful views and things of the course here out at Foxwoods.
Yeah, showcasing the beauty of this course and other courses as well that have been filmed. He does a great job.
And well worth the money, guys. I realize that there's lots of disc golf courses that are free in Ontario, but coming out and supporting Golf North and putting a few bucks into the community to play in a course of this quality is well worth the money. So come check it out. Hole 14, par 5, 875 footer. This entire hole is just treacherous. You want to talk a little bit about the strategy on this one?
Well, you have to play within your parameters of your skill level, and if you have the arm, you could clear that water, but it's going to take close to a upper 400 to 500 foot shot. You can see that after you cross this little creek that turns into a bit of a pond, there's another 60 to 80 feet of long grass. So you can see that I don't think Kim, I don't know if he wanted to, well, yeah, so you can see that he probably put a good upper 300 to low 400 foot shot there to check up before that long grass. So you really got to you have a game plan of position or to go for it. And most players have not been going for it because...
and when you say go for it, you mean trying to get past this grass you see in front. And
on the first drive.
For those of you that don't know, there's actually water in the middle of that grass. It's just covered.
Yeah.
So it looks like you're all electing shot 1 to just get in front of that grass, try to center up in the fairway.
I'm just using a mid-range here, and I just want to position myself for, a nice, bigger second shot. Probably back further than I wanted to be, but
safe nonetheless.
Safe nonetheless. And my shot here looks fairly decent. It's still a bit well. It's playing tic-tac-toe here. Just
you're well within striking distance.
Yeah.
I mean, you're set up beautifully to make a 4 without much risk at all.
Trying to avoid these sand traps. They're hazards, so there's no need to play over-aggressive on that second shot.
It's funny, too. The camera angle on the other side looks like it's a lot closer to those sand traps than when you switch. James utilizing his forearm. This, to me, is fantastic. As close to the green as he can get without going OB.
Yeah.
Clear look at the basket. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oz with a tremendous drive here. You can kind of see the cameras getting covered in water a little bit. This is why this particular event was tough to film. Not only did we have heavy winds, but we also had water blowing on our lenses we constantly had to clean. I think you wanted to be closer. You're definitely putting yourself in a spot there to make a tough putt. Classic Oz, overstable disc, coming out wide. Good result.
Well played.
Definitely.
So would you say there's a slight disadvantage for the tee time group playing now with handfuls of cards that are already in, then have to play with this increased wind and rain?
Definitely. There's a huge amount of randomity in the weather. A tee time that's 20 minutes different could result in a completely different outcome.
Ooh, just about.
Good try from Kim.
Yeah.
Methodical putt.
Ah, not enough
Ouch.
chain. Not enough chain. Oh no. That's
Fortunate kick from the tree.
That's way outside of what I would expect from James. I think possible grip issue in his mind.
Well, and that's just water. Like, it
Yeah.
really does mess with your head because all of a sudden your discs are wet. And I realize you can
Yeah.
wipe them, but your hands get moist and
It's-
it does impact your touch.
Yeah, it's hard enough to think with the amount of wind, and then when you have to factor in the cooling temperatures, the wind, and it looks like I took off either put on a shirt or took off a shirt. So
So all of you had cracks at bat for birdies, certainly. And unfortunately, we didn't cash those in today, but still the right moves. You want to be putting yourself in positions to get those opportunities. Kim leading -6. Oz right behind him at 4. 4 down and a couple of even money at the moment. Big shout out to My Fitness Repair Services. Thank you so much for your support on hole 15, which is a par 3, 255 footer. This hole is interesting because you got guys that like to go wide out around that tree on the left. That's one school of thought, either with big hyzers or forearms. And then you got other guys that just go straight down the center and try to park it.
yeah,
Let's see what these guys do.
this hole's got options, and look at the angle of the sidearm angle he put here.
Oz electing for a big drive. Unfortunately, the wind catches
Yeah.
it, pulls him OB.
That's one of the dangers on this hole.
Yes.
So that's why I opt to play the right side, and Kim does the same.
Kim with a methodical drive.
Oh,
Wind
that-
just pulls
Wind
it.
dropped it. It dropped it, and that's unfortunate because that was en route for a bullseye hit, I think.
James taking that little bit of information he got from Oz's drive, coming out wider.
A little wider. See, I don't understand why he didn't get the same reaction from the wind. I guess he played his wider. The wind wasn't as effective. It could be because of the gusts changing up and down.
Also seemed like he created a release angle that was much more sharp.
Yeah.
Here's Marty doing Marty things with a flawless
Yeah, this whole,
textbook straight down the center shot. Is this a putter or a mid you threw?
that was a putter. That was a San Marino AVR, Star San Marino.
Very
Kim?
nice.
Boom, nose up, off the tray and in.
My goodness. Kim with a fantastic putt.
Yeah, a little adrenaline on that putt.
Hopefully we get a replay on that. Oh, we didn't have the angle. That's a shame. Still a great putt.
Oh my goodness, what a nice little jump style putt there.
James still smiling. I was trying to clean up his par here and recover from this OB. That hurt. This is a spot where you do not want to be taking a 4, especially in a close contest like this.
Yeah, a hole. Well,
And you're delighted. Let's not lie about it. You're delighted to make a birdie here.
I'm delighted to get under par. I'll just say that. Hey, I'm finally in the negative zone. It took a while.
All right. So some big swings here. Kim and Marty with birdies. 7 down, respectively. -3 for Chris with an unfortunate bogey. You finally get under par, which I'm so glad to see.
Yeah.
A 6 back from Kim at the moment, but still lots of golf to play. We're looking at over 40 holes remaining. Plenty can happen. Hole 16, par 3, 210 footer. Shout out to Rocket Plumbing. This is Justin Murphy, one of our season 1 commentators. Great guy. And also, he does phenomenal work. So if you need some plumbing services, check him out. And he's also the local pro here at Golf North, shooting some incredible rounds at the club each week. So we all look up to him, and great job. First up is Kim.
Looks like Kim leaked it off a little bit to the left, but it's not going to be a problem to save his 2 here. This hole I'd like to see in the future maybe have a double mando. Being only 210 feet, it would be... oh my goodness.
Oh, that was an ace run.
Yes,
for sure.
that was lined up nice. I think that little bit of wind drop, and luckily with that tree hit there, keeping me close to that 10-foot radius.
Next up is James.
James getting stuck with that tree in the right. But do you think that would not be a good idea to have these 2 trees play as a mando? Because
I'd love to see
the
that.
simplicity of this hole, it would help. I think it would help it out. Maybe next year.
Oz, with his classic big hyzer plays, loves to throw stable discs, and basically park job a few feet away. Bit of a tester here for James.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Makes no difference.
Dead center.
Blaster master.
He's got a little bit of a strut going to get his disc out of there.
Next up is Kim. I think if he cashes this, we got a good crack at a star card.
Nicely done.
It's number 2.
Looks like I'm looking for my disc, or maybe looking for how to get it there. Yeah,
Very
taking my
nice.
time. Starting to collect a couple negatives now, which is nice.
3 in a row. Let's get number 4. And 4 in a row. There's
Well
our
done.
star card.
There we go. So how many star cards is that there? It's
I think that's 2 so far.
2. I think you're right. Oh, look at that.
Four birdies, 8 down for Kim, 4 down for Chris Oz, 2 down for James and Marty. Hole 17, 615 footer, par 4. This one's sponsored by the PDGA, who has been making some investments in Canada golf, so we're super proud of them for doing that. And please encourage any members of the PDGA you see out there, the officials, encourage them to keep supporting Canadian golf, because we love to see that. Obi here all along the right. This kind of tree line leads a path all the way to the basket at the bottom.
To get a good view of the basket, you're going to want to throw... Well, Kim takes a different approach here on the right side, which is not what he wanted, but maybe he thought it was... Maybe he thought that was out of bounds. But I think to get a good view of this basket, you need to throw about over 450 and just over that ridge. If you can clear the ridge, you're going to have a view of the basket, which is, in my opinion, it's nice to have instead of throwing a blind up shot.
One of sort of the make-break points of this hole is getting over that ridge. You get over it, you've got a downspout, and you're going to get another 50-plus feet in distance. You don't make it, you're not only throwing blind, but you lose a lot of that momentum. Just kind of hustle over here to get a better look. There we go.
So they did a good
Shot
job.
from James.
They did a good job of placing the basket right side of that tree line, so that adds some obstruction to the hole to make things a little more difficult for the players. Looks like Oz opted to play a little more left side, maybe to set up another sidearm for him.
James with a crush.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that, and that's got to sit.
Whoa.
Wow.
Lucky turn.
Mm-hmm. He'll have a chance to save 3. I think he overshot it a little more. Maybe he was blind to the hole.
Yeah, he smashed that.
And that's what I thought Oz would do, was another sidearm, and it looks like it's settling up nice.
Chris with a solid control, great forearm, kind of uses the angle of the hill to bring his disc down to a nice clean rest. That's an example of touch right there. Beautiful shot. I mean, you could tell right from your leg movement, you knew exactly how much power to put on that, how to throw that, and I think you executed it nicely.
Thank you. Just had to avoid those 2 trees. And Kim with a near eagle.
This is why Kim Scott Wood is exciting to play. You and him couldn't be more polar opposites in the way you attack a lot of these holes. James with just a tough spot here.
Wow. The disc rose up on him.
Whenever the two of you and Kim are on a card, it's fascinating because he's so explosive and aggressive, and he's willing to risk bogeys and OBs all the time to try to make these big plays.
There he goes. He's excited about that one.
That's a good one.
That gets him near the double-digit mark.
And then you've always got these frightening, just methodical strategies that once you get ahead, it feels like you're trying to compete with an impossible opponent to catch up on.
James with a double miss here.
I think James I think that second forearm got too much distance on him, and it really put himself in a spot where he couldn't finish it. Oz with a bird. You can kind of see Adam in the background there with the towels wrapped around the camera, just trying to keep things going. Honestly, that was probably my favorite birdie out of the lot. I really liked the way you played the second shot.
Thank you.
Made it easy.
And the sun's starting to shine. It's starting to turn into a nice day after we finished.
Looks like you've got some movement here. 3 down for Marty, 5 for Oz. Kim just running a clinic on this course. -9 through 17. James giving a couple of strokes back here with an unfortunate bogey. Last hole of this round, hole 18, par 4, 610 footer. This one's fascinating because, frankly, you're so enclosed off the tee pad. It's almost claustrophobic with how many trees are around you. You're trying to work out through this fairway with all these green on the left, a couple of hazards with the sand traps and those tall trees, and then you got to work a way around there.
The most common way of attacking this, a roller is
huge roller going in the wrong direction. This is a mistake.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to take this route, but it's
Wait a minute.
But it turned out to be something special. But yeah, some people will challenge this hole with a roller. Some people will challenge it with a direct air shot, keeping it low, trying to get yourself in that second position to have a good way of attacking this hole. So I'm going to play the low shot with a touch of hyzer, and I maybe not got as far up the fairway as I wanted to, but it's really going to come down to that second shot. That's going to...
and that was a textbook drive. Like, that's what you want to achieve.
Yeah. I mean, to really attack this on the drive, it's going to be counter... It really just what it does. What it boils down to is a really good second shot to that you can get. If you get yourself within 300, you'll make the hole what you want it to. Looks like James here with the sidearm.
This runs away.
Does it?
Yeah, it goes OB. I lost track of it, so
Okay.
For those of you that don't see the shot, that's on me. I didn't actually see the disc take that angle. But James takes a drop there, gets his meter, and drives up to carry on. Not a bad shot. He's got a bid there for 4.
So I'm probably throwing I think in my hand, I might get a better view of the disc, but I think I might be throwing a gator. Yes, that is.
It's a great drive.
Thank you. Yeah.
And folks, remember, these guys are driving in 45-kilometer-hour gusts of wind.
Now, it's not constant, but it comes in gusts, which actually makes it more difficult in some periods of time because you're not sure when it's going to hit. The direction is fairly constant. It's not swirling, which is good. But I got to say, after everything was said and done, there were some good scores out there, and I was extremely impressed with not just our card. Kim Scott Wood played fantastic, and same with Oz. James unfortunately let a few strokes slip, but he was in the same boat as me. It was a bit of a struggle out there for us, but I was very impressed with some of the.
James with a good bid hits the pin.
Yeah, some of the other scores that were up there with Kim, and let's see if I can make this. All right.
Excellent putt.
Yes, I believe that's
Well-deserved bird.
4 birdies in a row to finish with a 4 under. I really needed those to move on to that next round.
Kim after 2. I feel like with how close he was, this upshot could have been a little better. And it looks like he gets punished for it.
It looks like his putt's just as long as it was originally. No, it's not too bad from this angle.
That's a shame. To get a 500-foot roller or ish, 500-ish feet roller in that position.
Yeah, I mean...
Come across with a 4. That's a shame.
And that's why he's a tad bit upset there, because he knew he had... Yeah, there he's tapping himself in the head. He knew he had that hole in the books with an incredible roller that took a route that he didn't really want, but it worked out in his favor. And I think he's more upset with the upshot, leaving himself that much to work with on the tail end of the first round here.
Oz Cash is a great bird, and that's a result of that fantastic second shot.
Well, that wraps up the action for the first round.
Hole 18, 9 down for Kim. That is a very respectable round. Chris trailing behind at -6. Definitely played hard. Marty at -4. We're really happy to see the last few holes catching up. And James, a roller coaster, had a good burst of birds there for a while, but finishes off at E respectively. If you kind of look at these scorecards here, Kim pars across the board when he needed them and put himself into some positions for some great birdies, and that eagle certainly doesn't hurt. Chris, 4 solid birdies, picked up a bogey on hole 15. Your card doesn't make sense.
It's uneventful for the first 5 of the back 9.
Yeah.
And then I finally, maybe I figured something out in the back of that back 9 there.
Yeah, you just turned it around. Like, you
Yeah.
made it work. 4 birdies at the end, 5 pars. That's solid, methodical golf.
And I was explaining to my sister after that, I'm happy that I was able to make some in the negatives, but I figured something out with my putt in the back of the back half there, and it's helped me through the rest of the the season. Actually, after this, I figured something out.
And look at this. Zach Jolliffe, -9, leading the pack, tied with Josh Prine and Kim Scott Wood. These guys put up some pretty hot rounds. And Chris Oz at -6. You're going to actually see this round on the chase card because we filmed it. And respectively, Brandon Dobson -6. Glad to see him back playing. Rated 990. It's a rare treat to see him. Justin Murphy, local pro. He plays very, very well in this course, so I'm glad to see him moving up the ranks. And Clayton and Cam Zanini certainly rounding that off as well. Guys, thanks so much for watching the first round. As I've always mentioned, all your support at the retail store goes a long way. We do run this business downstairs for profit because the studio is upstairs, but we use the money that we make from that. We sponsored 15 players this season and helped them with entry fees.
Wow.
Practice and so on. We do discounts on gear and discs, whatever's needed to help them play. We fund all of the video productions and things that we do here at True North. So we thank you so much for all your support. All the money that you spend here goes in the right place into growing the community. And also, guys, explore Waterloo region. They've taken a huge gamble on investing in this sport because we're a small sport. And because of your help, we thank you for sponsoring our event. So please go and check out their website. Give it a go. See if there's anything useful there. And thank you so much, Marty, man. First round's down.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome. I can't wait to commentate on the next couple rounds. And hopefully I can bring my score up and try to beat some of these guys that are beating me.
All right, guys. Stay tuned for the action. Round 2 is coming up. And here's another message from our sponsors. Thanks, guys. See you soon.